Timon, hi. My internet is giving me a headache today. Sorry, guys. Hey, Panayota. Hey, BCD. Hey. I think I got my internet right. Let's just hope you can hear me. Yes. No, you're not gonna do this. No. Please keep quiet. She's always doing this. Today I finally understood what did you mean saying the desire is like a trailer. Yes, to a movie that you're going to see. Hey, Cinnamon. Hey, Sylvia. I hope this time you can hear me. Perfect. Hey, Goddess. Let's just have some fun today, should we? I don't have any questions. You solved every doubt in your last life. Thank you so much. I did find a post where it says like self-doubt is like making yourself your worst enemy. I liked that post. Hi, Suarua. Hey, Tina. And that's what I think it is. Like, self-doubt is making yourself your worst enemy. Think about that when you're doubting yourself from now on. That's how you revise you wanting him to forget how jealous you were. Even if you don't consciously know how to manifest baby cupcakes, you still manifest. Because you have been manifesting your whole life. I wanted to go on Pilates and there were no classes, and a few days later the Pilates club appeared. Yes, of course, it's a manifestation of yours. Everything is a manifestation. So from the moment you have the desire, a bridge of incidents is created already attached to that desire, which unfolds, leading you to your outcome. Hey, Hazel. Physical changes, yes, of course, like your body is your avatar. You are not your body. You are just using your body as a tool. So from the moment that your body is an avatar, you can easily make changes in appearance. Like, do you want green eyes? Do you want to lose weight instantly? Do you want bigger shoulders? Whatever you want. Only by being aware of your desire, it's enough to know that you are going to experience that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be aware of your desire in the first place. 160. Yes, of course. Like, just start assuming I'm taller, I'm 160, I have the desire for a reason because it's possible. So I'm going to experience it. It's not about lying to yourself and saying that I have it right now in the 3D when you obviously don't. But when you assume that I am already 160, what you do is you tap into the version of yourself that it's 160 taller. So it's not about lying yourself in the 3D. It's about when you affirm something, you affirm to activate the version of yourself that already experiences that. Going by the assumption that I will experience that, like I'm 100% sure I will experience that, it's perfect. It doesn't really matter whether you use present tense or past tense or future tense, unless you believe it matters. Any advice to... Hello, Candy. Any advice to manifest someone in the spotlight? It's been 2 years and nothing happened. What do you mean manifesting someone in the spotlight? I don't understand. Like, he is a celebrity? Please clarify, Hazo, so I can answer you. How come I feel I don't desire him anymore? Because you have raised your self-concept. Like, if you do it like, I don't want him anymore because I know I can get any guy I want, like, he's not that special, He's not the only one. He's not my number one. I am my number one. It might feel like you don't want him. You prefer him, but you don't want him. Like you don't desperately need him to provide you your happiness. CJ, I don't know if I want my SP anymore. The hurt and pain have been too much. Well, look, Sylvia, the hurt and pain, it came through him, but it was actually a reflection. So if you don't want your specific person anymore because you cannot change the old story, move on to another specific person. If you cannot change the old story and you cannot change the image you hold about him, move on to another person, but make sure you're not going to repeat the same, let's just call it mistakes. There are never mistakes, but make sure, Sylvia, you're not going to repeat the same cycle of insecurities and fears being reflected in him. Like, do it by starting from the idea that I'm already enough, I'm already the best, I'm already the prize. And even though if you don't want your specific person, once you get detached from the old story, like the old story vanishes and it's just a blank piece of paper, he will come back reflecting to you what you will assume about yourself, like I'm enough, I'm the prize. Even if you move on from him, he will still reflect that back to you because he's just a reflection. Hazo, someone famous. So even saying that they are famous, it puts like a label of a pedestal, like you put them on a pedestal, just because being famous is a job. It's just a job. It's just a career. They're not more special than you. Like they eat their food the same way you do. It's just that their career is playing in movies or singing or whatever. So you do that by manifesting every specific person that you want. They're just a person. They're not something special. But you are divine. Like you are God. You are the operant power of your reality. And I told you guys, if you cannot assume you're a God, like if the word God seems so blasphemous to you, use the operant power. It works wonders, or source. So when you actually realize like, hey, I'm source, I created him. He's just my reflection. That means he's not that famous anymore. I'm the famous one. I'm the celebrity in my movie. I'm the celebrity in my world. I'm the top priority. I'm number one. I'm the prize. So only by realizing and knowing that I want him, I prefer him, something will happen, a bridge of incidents will take place, and the two of you will end up together. But they are just a normal person. Like ask yourself, Hazel, how would I feel if I knew he were mine? How would I feel if he was mine? And the feeling we are searching, the feeling we are attempting to accomplish is relief. We want to be relieved. We want to soothe ourselves, knowing that we will get our desires. That's the feeling Neville Goddard was talking about. The feeling of the wish fulfilled means I already have it. Like, how do you have your parents or your relatives or your friends? It's a normal day-to-day, taken for granted thing. Did you see the movie Irreversible? I saw it yesterday and I was thinking, how can someone manifest that situation? I didn't see the movie Irreversible. Can you please specify what the plot was? Hey again. Thank you for your last live. I'm so happy you're doing another one. Could you talk a little about twin flames? I don't really suggest that you go with the twin flame idea, because even labeling your person as the twin flame, your subconscious mind will take everything it knows, everything it created about that category. So twin flames are more like everyone has to heal in order to be together. There is a process that needs to take place in order for you and him to be together. So I would rather you knowing for sure that he's yours, because he's your creation, he's your reflection, he's your projection. So no more labeling them like the one or twin flame, like, because basically everyone is the one. There's no such thing as they are the one. Everything that has to do with pedestalizing something outside of you or even your desire, it's better that you Stop yourself from doing that, because you will enter the cycle of a victim mindset where you put your desire outside of yourself, far away from yourself, and you believe it's separate. And you believe your desire has free will to manifest, whether the 3D wants it or not. Yes, Candy Girl, you can get your SP back after 6 months, 60 months, 60 years. As long as you are aware that they exist, you can do everything you want. So that's what you are going to do. Hey, Judy. That's what you're going to do, Sylvia. Like, you are not, thank you, Michelle. You are not going to insist in changing the old story. Because look what happens. The old story is attached to an old version of yourself that created that old story. So trying to change the old story without you changing yourself, because the old story was a reflection of a Sylvia that didn't feel chosen, of a Sylvia that didn't feel worthy. So what you do is you detach, you say, I'm not going to deal with this for now. I'm just going to leave it behind. And you are going to focus on activating the version of you that is chosen and loved. You understand, Sylvia? And what happens is that sometimes it's better not to put focus on the specific person when you have had circumstances that they hurt you, they ghosted you, I don't know, no, not abuse, because I don't agree with abuse. But if you cannot let go of those circumstances, even though they were your own creation, it's best to soothe yourself, to go easy on yourself, and not force yourself to change the old story, because obviously you can't. So if that person comes with a set of old stories and old assumptions, it's best to analyze you as source and understand what inside of me created that old story. So I cannot hold that on him, because I identify my thoughts behind that old story. So I'm thinking of working on me and moving on, creating something new and fresh. Yes, Sylvia. But look, you cannot take any old habits, any old behaviors that you had with him, you cannot take it into the new, because you will end up doing the same. So I know that when a specific person, a new specific person manifests into your life, it doesn't hold any story, but it still reflects you. But because this new person, you're not too attached to this new person, you wouldn't have insecurities and doubt regarding them. But as soon as you start falling in love with them, as soon as you start loving them, then insecurities start kicking in, and that's what you want to stop doing. The movie is about a girl who goes home from a party and on the way gets brutally abused by a guy. Yes, do we know how the movie ends? ABCD? This could be her fear reflected, like her self-concept of every guy wants to abuse me, I don't trust men, I don't trust going out at night, this is a... how do I call it? It's not safe walking outside, or it can be anything. I've been affirming my SP moved back. He called and said he's coming, but didn't. I spiraled. Well, when he called and created by Fee, when he called and told you he's coming back, like, did you have this instant thought like, this is too good to be true? This is what might have created that, like, this is too good to be true. I affirmed and it worked. This is too good to be true. Manifestation is too good to be true. It doesn't matter. Even though he didn't come, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that he's not going to come today or tomorrow. I know you spiraled. It's normal to spiral, but don't make the image of him that he's not trustworthy. I cannot trust him because he does one thing and then he says one thing and then he does another thing. Always look at your circumstances from the perspective like I am the source. Just observe them. And if it doesn't feel good, it means that it's not the truth. Otherwise, it would feel good, right? Yes, Petite. I've decided I'm not focusing on an SP anymore. I realize I want to be deeply in love with myself. Yes, and I believe this is what should be our foundation, like falling in love with ourselves. I realize I have to really love the way I look in order to get past my issues. You don't really have to do anything, baby cupcakes. It's just that you have to accept and love yourself unconditionally. Like, this is who I am. Yes? This is who I am. I love myself unconditionally. You can't expect your hologram, your projection, or your reflection to love you unconditionally when you don't feel worthy of that love, when you find fault with yourself, when you blame yourself for your looks, for your thinking. Tomorrow is that I will see him. After 2 months, I want an advice how to behave. Judy, my only advice is to be authentic. Have confidence in yourself that you are going to see your reflection, you are going to see your manifestation. Know at all times that you are source and be authentic. Don't be like, this is too good to be true, I'm anxious. Like, it's not like he's your God and you depend on him, or you depend on his behavior or on his actions. Everything depends on you, because you are the only source of your life. You are the only operant power of your reality. So that's why you behave authentically, you behave free, you allow yourself to be who you are, and you have the assumption that regardless what I do, he's loving me unconditional. Krista, I know they're mine. Can I date in the meantime? We're not together now. Yes, of course, Krista. I will never say don't date. Yes, date. Do whatever you want. Have fun with it, because this life is to be fun. Like, if you have this desire to date while they manifest in their 3D, it's perfectly fine. It will get your mind off your manifestation, which is a good thing. We never want to be waiting and craving for it. And it will also give you the opportunity to see how your self-concept is reflected in other people. I was convinced that my SP was the one. Well, he is the one, Sylvia, because you decide he's the one, but he's not the only one. Like, everyone is the one, because everyone is a reflection. Look, Sylvia, don't blame yourself for losing your time. I understand that it's been 4 years, but you have to understand that your relationship was with yourself. And everyone has to understand that when we have a relationship with a specific person, we are actually having a relationship with our self-concept mirrored back to us, because they don't have free will, unfortunately. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but after manifesting hell for myself for 30 years, I decided I understand. I accept the fact that no one has free will. So actually, when you're in a relationship, you are in a relationship with yourself pushed out, because that's what they are. They are your projections, they are your holograms, they are your reflections. I haven't seen him in 2 months. We don't have a relationship. You want madly a relationship with him, I understand. I really have to be careful with smoking now. It doesn't matter, Judy. You will have a relationship with him just because you desire it. When you desire, it's God desiring it. So when you have a desire, it's God's will for you to experience it, because you are God. I had moved on from my SP multiple times. Every time I give another chance, nothing changes. Yes, but look, Sylvia, you are thinking of it like a normal human being, and you are not to blame. Like, I know when you're in the midst of your circumstances and when your heart's in it, it's kind of hard to detach from it and see it for what it is. See it like this is a game, this is a movie. I write the script. So you might not want to have this assumption that every time you give another chance, nothing changes. You might want to change this assumption also. Like, he's proving himself to me. He's proving me he's a different person because I'm a different person. I dare to see myself as the prize because I really am the prize. The biggest mistake I see people doing when they start manifesting, when they start their manifesting journey, they skip the foundation of I am the only source, I am the operant power. They skip this foundation and they go, okay, I want results. Like, okay, I'm God. I'm not even going to be bothered with proving myself that I'm God. I'll just go by it. Like, I accept it intellectually, but most of you don't accept it to the core. And I'm not saying like, okay, it's kind of weird after so many years finding out that you're God and you are the only one, you are the only thinker in your reality. I know it's hard, it's tough pill to swallow, but at some point you must take accountability. If you want your life to be amazing and if you want to manifest the life of your dreams, you must take accountability and you must set the foundation of I am source, I am the operant power first, because most, and I was in the same situation. It's not like only you guys were doing this. Like when I found out that okay, I'm God, so now let's just manifest. I was craving for results and I didn't get results because I haven't set the solid foundation that I am the operant power. I hadn't understood that no one is separate from me and that there are my extensions, they are my holograms, they are my projections. I gave people too much free will. I wasn't understanding the concept of free will. So don't skip that. It's like you're building a house without a foundation. At the first wind, it will fall and all your progress will be ruined because there is no foundation. Like the foundation that I'm the operant power, it's a safe net. Baby cupcakes. I already enumerated the mistakes, Lizzie, without even reading your question. So I already answered your question, Lizzie. The mistakes I did. I keep dreaming of my ex-husband. Why? Well, this is the answer that you should give yourself, baby cupcakes. Like, look, dreams don't mean anything. They can mean whatever you want them to mean. It's just another reality. It's another available reality. You don't have to choose it if you don't want to. That's very true. And even though I still struggle, I'm so much better than 4 years ago. Yes, because we have our evolution. We learn how to manifest the outcomes we want. We get out of the habit of manifesting unconsciously and unwillingly. We are learning our power. Hey CJ, been a bit off today because I was tired. It will still be manifested with my SP. Of course it will. Like, you can take the days off. It's not like your manifestation won't come. And if you don't feel the need to do like 10,000 affirmations a day, don't do it. It will still manifest. What do you think about inner child work shadow? I don't believe inner child work or shadow work because it's you assuming that you are this one version, but we are never one version of self. We are many versions of selves. There are infinite versions of selves. So why would I heal? Why would I waste my time healing a version of myself when I can switch to a different version that never had trauma, never had inner child problems. So I get confused, CJ. I want to give up and move on. Oh my God, I get bullied by the 3D. No, Sylvia, you never want to see your 3D like it's bullying you. You don't want to see your 3D as your enemy. Because how can your 3D be your enemy when it's your reflection? Like you are your 3D. The 3D cannot do anything. You tell it what to do. It cannot tell you what to do. It's more like a habit of getting in the habit of seeing your 3D world from this perspective, always and forever. Instead of believing that you are a victim to your 3D, start understanding that you were not. You were creating your 3D all along. So I'm telling him what to do next. Of course, you are always telling him what to do next, Fee. Even though you do it consciously or unconsciously, willingly or unwillingly. Do I keep manifesting the same thing? What do you mean? SLV, I don't understand your question. How do we stop spiraling? Could you be more specific, LSV, so I can answer the question? How do we stop spiraling? Does it get better with time? You stop spiraling by understanding that first of all, it doesn't benefit me. Like, why would I waste my time spiraling when I can invest my time into awakening, activating the best version of myself? And when you are spiraling, you are actually spiraling on your own manifestations. So like you created something, not created because creation is already finished. Like you manifested an unpleasant circumstance and you start crying over it. Okay, move on from that. Like, you are still crying for the same thing over and over again. You are still spiraling over the same thing. Like, you should take a step back and see the bigger picture. Stop selling yourself short. How would you deal with regret? I sometimes think if I knew all this a month ago, I wouldn't have reacted the way I did and everything would be fine now. Well, it's not actually regret. You could always revise, Ajna. It's not that you should regret. Don't dwell in, like Neville Goddard has a good quote. He says, don't dwell on past mistakes because you will reinfect yourself with the mistakes you did. So, okay, I manifested the shit. It doesn't matter. It's not going to stay like this. Like if I had the power to manifest that shit, I have the power to end it and manifest something else for myself. So you don't dwell on regret because what are you regretting? It's just you and you and you. There's no one else. And it doesn't mean like reacted the way you did. Do you believe that because of your reaction you're not together with your specific person? Revise that he doesn't care. Revise that he found it cute. I sort of believe my ex-husband will come back to me. Okay, baby cupcakes, then that's what you will manifest. How do you actually switch to that? To what, Ashna? About the inner child? Well, you understand that there is no reason into dwelling into a version of yourself that you no longer like. So when you say I have to do shadow work, it means that you're broken. It means that there's something wrong with you. And why would you believe there's something wrong with you? That's how most of the times we switch to our new identity by no longer wanting to be in the old self. Like, I refuse to be the victim. I refuse to see myself as that. I refuse to see my specific person as against me. I refuse to be the version of me that believes that all women are after my money. I refuse to be the version of me that believe that women can be narcissistic. And you refuse, automatically when you refuse to be a version, you automatically occupy the opposite. You don't have to do it consciously. Like if affirming I'm chosen doesn't work for you, or you visualize yourself I'm chosen and you have a little resistance, is because of habit. You're not used to being chosen. But here what happens, When you say, I refuse to be the version of me that is not respected, I refuse to be the version of me that is treated like a horse shit. When you say, I refuse to be that version, you automatically switch. Although you might not feel yourself shifting, but your mindset will automatically switch. Yeah, my doggies. What do you do about manifesting with time limits? I don't prefer it unless it's something neutral for you, like it's something like manifest into a time frame. I have done that, but I wasn't actually very attached to that thing. You can manifest in a time frame, but make sure you're not putting too much pressure on yourself, or you're not putting your desire on a pedestal and believing it's impossible, unreachable, or you believe that you are depending on this one desire, otherwise you won't be fulfilled. I have a thought though, how can you affirm something you already have? It doesn't make sense. Well, you affirm it knowing that it will, by you affirming it, it's like you're claiming it. We are born having everything that we want, but when the desire appears, you can affirm it like I have it, okay. Affirming is just a technique to soothe yourself from the worry that you might not get it. So every technique, visualization, affirmation, scripting, night tapes, everything that you do is to soothe your doubt and to soothe your fear. You soothe yourself in moments of doubt, because if you desire something that it's something you've wanted your whole life, your human mind made a resistance there. So that's what you do, you soothe yourself. You actually don't have to do anything, but when you want to activate that version of yourself within, you can start affirming. That's what conscious manifesting is about. You consciously start choosing who you want to be. And you do that by affirming, because thoughts are also affirmations. So even though you're not making them loud, you're affirming new thoughts. If I don't feel like I have my desire and I don't have thoughts against this story I want, will it happen? May it still happen still? Wait, Cinnamon. If I don't feel like I have my desire, you don't have to feel like you have it in your 3D now. But you could have the knowing that I will have it in my 3D. I will experience it, because that's why the desire is there, announcing me that I'm going to experience this. So if you don't have thoughts, like you're neutral, you don't even care, yes, of course it will happen. Hi Christina, how to heal my body? Should I go to the doctor or use my mind? Look, Christina, you can do both. Like using your mind, like I'm a healthy person, might include you going to see a doctor. It's about soothing yourself and not being afraid of the illness. Everything that makes you feel soothing. Because even if the doctor, like, let's just make a thing clear, guys. Christina, so you going to the doctor in the 3D, it's also a manifestation of yours, because you manifested that doctor to even exist in the first place. So it's also your manifestation. I don't understand why people, when they take action in the 3D, they don't believe it's manifestation. You manifested that 3D. You manifested a doctor getting a license in the how do I say it? In the area that you are suffering your illness. So you manifested that doctor, you manifest the hospital. It's all your manifestation. So it's not that if I'm going to the doctor, I'm not using my mind. You manifested the doctor in the first place. You put it there for you. So Christina, do whatever makes you feel affirm in the same time that I'm healthy. And if it requires for you to go to a doctor, and the bridge of incidents will be you taking the inspired action of going to a doctor, and you manifest him to be the doctor that will heal you, it's also your manifestation. Or I don't feel this, not connected to my desire, but keep saying it will happen anyway. Is it possible to get it? Like, I believe, Cinnamon, from the questions that you ask, it is a desire in itself. So I'm not sure what you are talking about, but you obviously have a lot of attachment to it. Like, you've already asked me 2 times that, can I still get it? So you do have thoughts against it, because you asking so many times, will I get it? Will it still manifest? It means that somewhere there is a thought saying that, no, you won't get it. That's why you're asking. Can you please be more specific, Cinnamon, on what is it that you want to manifest? I woke up with determination to apply everything you taught me, and then I saw something so triggering. Why triggers will pop up when you decide to assume positive? Because first of all, Panagiota, this is your assumption that triggers will pop up. Like, people used to have an assumption in the manifesting community saying that you have to go through purges, like your limiting beliefs have to go through purge, so that you can occupy your mind with positive mindset. But the thing is that as infinite versions that we are, we can always select a version of ourselves that is automatically going on a safe bridge of incidents, on a smooth bridge of incidents. So what you do, Panayota, is when you start like determination to apply everything, it's you don't care about your 3D anymore. You do it for yourself and you don't look in your 3D. So it's only triggering because you are trying to do it from a place of a human, instead of doing from the place of I'm the operant power. So that's why I say it's very important to set a solid foundation of I'm the operant power, because what happens is, I'm not bullshitting you, like the 3D will get triggering once in a while, but when it does, you will have that as a safe net and you won't spiral. Like, you could spiral for 10 minutes, you won't spiral for weeks or months. Because when something triggering appears, you can sit back, observe it, and say, oh, okay, I can remember when I thought this, and now it appeared. Yes, another proof that I'm the operant power. But guess what? I'm the operant power, so I can change it. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm not spiraling. I'm safe. I'm secure. I always get what I want. I know I'm in charge. I know I'm the only one that gets to decide what comes next. The worst part, CJ, is that at the core, I believe we are so in love with each other, but full of fear. Well, Sylvia, this is what you must like, but full of fear. You should eliminate full of fear. Like, is fear helping you? Why would you say that story about yourselves? It's not a story that helps you manifest your desired outcome. How do I set boundaries in the 3D? Thank you. Why would you set boundaries in the 3D? It's not necessary to set boundaries in the 3D. Unless you are dealing with a version of your specific person that is abusing you. I can only suggest set boundaries in the 3D, like remove yourself from the situation if it's about abuse. But setting boundaries in the 3D never helps, because it means taking action in the 3D, and you are doing that from a version of yourself that they are doing this to me. You cannot realize, like, I'm doing this to myself through them. They're just reflecting my beliefs. So I rarely recommend to set boundaries in the 3D. I would rather have you set your boundaries in your mind. Sorry, CJ, me and my ex broken up almost 6 months. Can I manifest him back? Yes, Candy, I told you can. See him missing you, see him realizing that you're the only person for him. See yourself being pursued, being the prize, being too precious to lose. See yourself, Candy, as someone that no one would dare losing, no one would dare not have. Do you believe that manifestation is instant? Yes, it's always instant. Yes, our lease is up November, so I don't have a lot of time to get him back home. Well, don't put your pressure on it. Like, you are talking about your lease is up to November, so you are talking about a circumstance. So do you want him to get back home because you want him to pay for your lease, or do you want him to come back home, Fee, because you love him? Because there's a difference. Like, if you believe him coming home will resolve your circumstance, that's you messing with the middle, because there are two different desires. There is the desire to have him, and there is the desire to pay your lease. So your lease can be paid and be taken care of without him coming home. So have clarity in what you want to manifest. Hey, Candy. I was thinking about getting stuff free, and now I got the dress from the shop and don't know if I should return it. What do you mean? Keep it. You had the desire to get stuff free, so you do. What is better, revenge or forgiveness? My immediate family has cursed me since I was a child. Look, this is you believing that because of some circumstance in the 3D, like a curse, you are honestly cursed. But this is like the curse is working for you like in some kind of a placebo. You blame the curse for your life not being that which you want. So I wouldn't go revenge on what? You're only revenging on yourself, because your immediate family is your manifestation. You being cursed is also your manifestation. So forgive yourself and forgive them, for they didn't know what they were reflecting. That's it. And stop believing that because of some curse, your life is not going the right way. I've been in your place. I did have that assumption. Trust me, it didn't go well. Felt a bit like a thief. Well, it's you judging yourself, Liz. You do whatever you want if you want to judge you. Okay, Candy. Hi, I've done that for so long. I believe it with all my heart. It's been 3 years. You've done what for so long? Manifestation techniques. I believe it with all my heart. It's been 3 years. Well, you've not been doing it right. If you have counted the years, you were the version of you that just counted the years, and it's not here yet. It's not here yet. And you measured the years of it's not here yet. So what do you think the 3D will reflect? It's not here yet. Why don't you go about your life knowing that it will manifest? Flowers. How do I trust myself to create anything I want? Do reverse engineer and understand that if you created everything that you didn't want, you can also create everything that you do want. That no matter what I choose, what I want, it can and will manifest. By doing reverse engineer and understanding, you're the only operant power, flowers. Without setting the solid foundation, you will always doubt yourself. I did also the scenarios in my head, the living in the end, not the process. I manifest things easily, but when it comes to relationships, so look, what you have to do, is you have to, yeah, my baby girl, yes. My dog is just... So what you have to do, is like, you have to say like, I manifest things easily, but you really have to get this limiting belief out of your system. First of all, ask yourself, does this benefit me? Like believing that I can manifest things easily, but when it comes to relationships, who says you cannot manifest easily relationships? You do. So it's actually you against you. You putting a limiting belief upon yourself. It's like, you know what you are guys doing? You are putting handcuffs on yourselves and say, my hands are tied, I cannot do anything. But you put your own handcuffs. You've thrown yourself in your own jail, in your own prison, and you threw the keys away. So this is why it hasn't manifested, because you said I did all the scenarios in my head, living in the end. And to be honest, do you really guys know what living in the end means? Living in the end means living your life knowing that whatever you desire is taken care of. It will manifest by itself in your 3D reality. That's why I insist you seeing your 3D reality as your friend. Like every time you have a doubt, or I'm not saying you should be perfect and you shouldn't have a doubt. It's not going to ruin your manifestation. But every time you have a doubt, you can then have the safe net of I'm the operant power, the 3D has my back. My higher self has my back, like my God power has my back. Just wait a minute, I'm gonna make them shut up. Well, just 1 minute. Hey, Mucha. How are you, Nerissa? So you want to start ET by understanding that I manifest everything easily because I said so. Because if I manifest all things easily, relationships is not different from that. So you might have an issue with putting relationships and love on a pedestal, like making them so special and unattainable. And you might want to look into that. Like, why do I believe relationships are unattainable? Like, it's a manifestation of mine. It's something that comes from within me. So put relationships, marriage, specific people, and love off the pedestal, because you are bigger than everything. You are source of everything. There's nothing outside of you, or there's nothing from within you that it's bigger than you. Sylvia. CJ, I realized that I'm the one who fears doubts that he will do the same. Ghost, lie, abandon. So change the story. Why would he ghost? I'm not worthy. Why would he lie? He's not trustworthy. Why would he abandon me? I'm not chosen. So Sylvia, there is something within your self-concept that keeps reflecting that back to him. No, sorry, that it's being reflected through him. He's only showing you who you are. You cannot hold a grudge against him. He's just a reflection. He's just your mirror. I know that when you're in the midst of circumstances, it's hard to say it because you're in the game, like you have your heart in your game. But if you want to manifest different outcomes, start analyzing. And you did analyze perfectly. Like, I realize I'm the one who fears doubt. You fear and doubt because deep down inside of you are still the version of yourself that doesn't believe it's worthy of commitment. You are still believing you're not going to be chosen. So Sylvia, that's why I say you start your journey as being the operant power. Because when you do realize your source of everything, the sense of worthiness is out of the question. Only human beings, only human mindset asks themselves, am I chosen, am I worthy? Because you are thinking limited human being. But when you realize and you step up to your true nature, like I'm divine, I'm God. Don't say God if it feels blasphemous to you. I'm source. I'm the only operant power. I'm the only one that gets to decide. When you have this inside your core, you're gonna say ghost. Like, of course he's not gonna ghost me. Like, I'm his creator, I'm his master. Of course he's gonna do whatever I want because he has no free will. Of course I'm not going to select the version of him that ghosts me. Now I know better. I'm gonna select the version of him that commits to me. Why? Because I get to decide, because I always got to decide. Because I am source. But when you work on your manifestations from a human limited point of view, then you start asking yourself like, I'm not sure, I let my fears and doubts, maybe I'm not worthy because this and this happened, maybe he has free will, maybe he doesn't want to, maybe he is like that. But when you work your way from up From being the operant power, this is out of the question. Like, of course God is worthy. Of course God is chosen. Of course God is all that is. He did taught me to love myself, to see the world differently. This whole manifestation journey, manifestation techniques, you don't count the year, you just remember when it started. I go about my life, I have a job, I work, I'm quite busy. E, do you believe you're worthy of receiving your manifestation? Do you believe, no, actually I'm just going to ask you this. Do you believe, E, that there is something outside of you deciding whether you are going to receive it or not? And this question goes for everyone. Do you believe there is something deciding if you're going to get it or not? And if that is, who is deciding if you're going to get your manifestation or not? And I want everyone to answer. How to do reverse engineer. Ajna, you do reverse engineer by analyzing the thoughts you had before the event happens. Like, for example, let's just say you had a wonderful relationship. Hey, thank you, Elena. You had a wonderful relationship and then you guys broke up. You identified the thoughts before the breakup. Did you believe he was going to sleep with someone else? Did you believe that he was untrustworthy? Did you believe that he didn't want you and he was going to fall in love with a third party? And then you realize it was all you. And you do that with everything, with your family, with your friends, with your job, your place, your house. Everything is a manifestation. These Arab people keep making fun of me. Why? Because why do you believe? Baby Cupcakes, before I even answer, why do you assume that they are making fun of you? Like, why are you perceiving it like this? Like they are making fun of you. There is something inside of you that don't believe it's going to be taken serious. Did you get ever money out of nowhere? Yes, I did. I know all these. I don't like saying I get this, but I never say it. I'm telling you though. Okay. Instead of oh. Yes. Wait. So many questions. Instead of text from my SP, I manifested a text from his assistant saying he's fine. That's BBL. If you do believe in birth before land, don't worry. Like, honestly, Cinnamon, if it's not your end, it's not final. Instead of a text from SP, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean manifestation failed. It was just a breadcrumb before your whole dinner. It was just the aperitif. How do you say it? Aperitif. I don't know. The things that you eat before your lunch gets in. Should I use SATs to manifest a home and more money? Do you believe SATs work for you, Eri? Like, you can use any technique you want. It's not actually like SATs will manifest. That was Neville Goddard's technique. My technique was deciding. I never agreed with doing SATs. I couldn't do SATs. So no, you should not use SATs. You should use your power, Eri, to know that your home is ready for you, waiting for you to claim it, to make it manifest in your world. Money also. Do you have moments that life is repetitive and you are bored? What to do if yes? Yes, Panagiotta, I do have moments when life is repetitive and I'm bored. What do? I just sit with myself. I don't try to force the feeling to go away. I don't try to force the circumstance. I just sit with the circumstance. I know it will pass. I'm not trying to fight it to go away. I accept it for what it is, a manifestation from within. And I know that it's just a state and I'll be out of it in no time. It's a second one from her instead of him in 2 weeks. Okay, Cinnamon. So you don't believe he will text you? I journal, I say it so often. I'm the operant power. Oh boy, I do say it when I see the opposite. Okay. I don't know how to change it or what I do to cause it. Change what, Cinnamon? The lack of contact? You are never actually in no contact. Like, he's not separate from you. How can you be in no contact? I hurt him. I blame him. Well, you blame him because it's easier to blame him. I'm not saying blame you. I'm just saying take accountability. I know that it's easier to blame the people in our lives, but they are just holding our mirror. They're just holding the mirror to ourselves. Good job, Brando. Good job offer came to me today. Did you see? Did you do anything, Brando? I'm trusting you didn't lift a finger for it. Good job offer came to me today. I haven't had a job for over a year and a half, but decided they want me. Perfect. Yes, I saw your post about self-concept. I think one has to keep coming back to being source, like I'm the greatest. Yes. E. No, I don't think that. What don't you think, E? Hey, and Elena, no, only me. Perfect, Elena. I told you once about my dad's addiction. You told me that it's because of assumption of not being a priority. I changed that and I haven't seen him drinking for days. You see, Leslie, you're applying. Perfect. Congratulations. I'm deciding, so I argue with myself quite a lot. Don't argue with yourself. You're all you have. You should be your best friend. Starters, yes. English is not my first language, so in my language they are called aperitif. I want a specific type of SP, but I'm not believing myself. Why don't you believe yourself, flowers? Why would you do that to yourself? Can't you see you're hurting yourself? Ask me, answer me, flowers. Why don't you believe in yourself? Why do you hurt yourself so much? So CJ, in your opinion, should I give up or not? Sylvia, I would suggest you could take a break from manifesting. Take a break from manifesting him. Take a break from focusing on the version of him, because as more as you focus on changing this current version of him, that's how you are keeping yourself in manifesting more of him, like that. Now, what I do suggest is take a break, start selecting your self-concept. It's not self-concept work. It's not work. It's selecting. Understand who you want to be, like you want to be respected, loved, chosen, made a priority. And say, I am those things now. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to feel anything, because actually when you are those, you don't actually feel anything. It's normal for you. It's taken for granted thing. But trust Sylvia, that you are the only operant power of your reality. Do that. After that, whenever the thought of him, of the old version comes, simply deny it and say, no, that's not who he is anymore. If you feel like creating a new version of him in your mind and giving it a different name, do so. Or just say, I'm not going to deal with this for now. I'm going to focus on me, because my mental health and my emotional health is more important. I will deal with him later when I get more stable. So that's what you're doing. Perfect, Brando. When you don't care so much, when you're a zero fuck giver, it means that you trust in your power. And you know they have no other choice, because they have no free will. I don't think that someone else decides for me. Well, you should be sure. E. I have asked so many times, but still I can't deal with the thought my SP is living life with someone. Well, Panagiota, have you understood that's what you manifested? I understand you're a fresh manifester, and you barely now entered the law of assumption community, so it's understandable. But I want you to not focus on your specific person for a little while. Like, I think your main priority should be understanding that you created that, and you created your whole life since you were a baby. And I really want you to be aware and get used with the power that you have within you. I feel there is higher power deciding for me. Well, no, Petite Bay. Flowers. I'm sorry, Petite Bay. There is a higher power deciding for you, and that higher power is against you, Flowers. Why would something be against you? You didn't hurt anyone. When I visualize it, it discouraged me that in the 3D he has a different life. Don't stalk his internet. You are only making it harder for yourself. You're welcome, Sylvia. My negative thoughts feel so strong because you buy into them. You believe they are your truth, Flowers. Why would you give power to negative thoughts? Why would you let them manifest? You have the authority to allow them to manifest or not. Thoughts are just thoughts. Wait a minute, guys. I'm enjoying listening more. I'm not feeling the need to ask questions lately. Why do you think that is? Well, you might have all your questions answered, Surwa. All the answers are within you guys. You don't even need to ask any more questions, to be honest. You have your own answers. I'm a jealous person and insecure. Well, it stems from you not believing you're worthy enough, or you're not good enough to have the life of your dreams. You're not deserving. So you do the opposite. You refuse to be the person that believes it's not deserving. You start step by step. Of course I'm deserving. Every human being is deserving. Only by being alive I'm deserving. I used to think I'm the negative thoughts, so I would blindly believe them. That they are coming up because they are truths, so I didn't question them. So, yes, when you have been dwelling in negative thoughts, and that's what you do your whole life. But look, Flowers, the question is here, are you enjoying this version of yourself? Like, do you like being like that? Because your honest refusal, like, I refuse to be that kind of person. I refuse to let my negative thinking control me. I refuse to let my negative thinking have power over me. Are you ready to take the reins back, or is it more comfortable to believe that your negative thoughts are ruining your life? And it just takes, hey, Maria Helen, it just takes, like, you must be willing to change. You must be so in love and so obsessed with the life that you could have, more than you are in love and obsessed with your victim mindset. So it actually comes to a decision, like, do I really want to continue this? Is it worth spending my life dwelling in negative thoughts, or spending my life dwelling in negative thoughts? I just repeated myself, right? Is it worth it? No, it's not worth. So I'm willing to change. I'm willing to change that. I'm willing to be a different person. I'm willing to, and I'm not saying like willing to be a different person. I'm not saying change your clothes, or change your style, or change what you eat, or change. No, it comes from within you. It comes from your mindset. Like, am I willing to let my mind control me? Am I willing to do that? You will see that you're not. Like, things do work out in your favor. It doesn't matter if you cannot believe it or trust it, but at least be willing to trust it. Be willing to give it a chance. You don't have anything to lose. Like, you either continue having the life that you did have until now, or you can continue, or you can stand up for yourself and make a change. Panagiotta, you are actually waiting on yourself. Like, there is nothing. Like, if you are doing your affirmations just for him to come, I'm going to give you two scenarios. One, he will come and you will lose him instantly. Or second, he won't come at all, because it has nothing to do with them. They are just your reflection. Are you waiting for your, like, go into the mirror and look at yourself. Your reflection looks at you immediately, instantly. So you're not waiting for your mirror to reflect back to you who you are you? So you are waiting on what? You are only waiting because you didn't get all of this manifestation thing. Hey CJ, what are your thoughts on fearing unwanted circumstances regarding the bridge of incidents? So you want to control the bridge of incidents, from what I understand. Fearing unwanted circumstances regarding the bridge of incidents. So you fear that your bridge of incidents will unfold by bringing you unpleasant circumstances. So you are assuming that your bridge of incidents is going to be a rough patch. It's going to be a rough road, and it's going to be awful. So first of all, stop assuming that the bridge of incidents will come with a set of unwanted circumstances. This is the first thing. But as God, as divine power, you wouldn't hurt yourself through the, and I'm not saying the process, but let's just say that the bridge of incidents is a process, okay? It's a process of unfolding circumstances that unfold themselves in order for the 3D to bend over and bring the manifestation. So as divine power, why would you hurt yourself through the process? Why would you hurt yourself through the bridge of incidents? Don't you believe that everything is working in your favor? So you are expecting to go through your bridge of incidents with pain and suffering, instead of expecting, like, I'm God, everything is working in my favor. Like, of course the 3D will spoil me. The 3D is going to be gentle with me because I'm the 3D. I created the 3D. Why would... It's like you believe something is against you. And I know this is a habit, that something might be against you, but it's not. Nothing is against you. So, yes, assume the bridge of incidents will be joyful and loving. But you see, only because you are divine, only because you are source of everything, you know that you want your bridge of incidents to be smooth. Otherwise, why would you have the desire in the first place if it meant that it would unfold in the most painful way? So by default, the bridge of incidents is joyful and loving. But are you asking me, Blue Leo, because you saw a circumstance in your 3D and you are assuming that because this circumstance is unpleasant, this is how my whole bridge of incidents will go? So don't give the meaning. You could consciously direct the bridge of incidents. Yes, you can. This is a limiting belief. I do believe that we can consciously manifest our bridge of incidents. But as source, as God of your reality, as the operant power, why would you even be bothered of what the 3D has to do? Like, it's its job. The 3D should take care of the bridge of incidents. You should lay down in your couch and relax and be calm and live your life. That's what living in the end means. Living your life knowing that the 3D has it takes care of it. And by default, you wouldn't hurt yourself. But if you did see an unpleasant circumstance Understand that you are only perceiving it as unpleasant because you are limiting yourself. You're not seeing the big picture. You're not observing the circumstance for what it is. Assume it's the unfolding. Don't really care. Know that it's going to be over soon. No circumstance is here to stay unless you want it to stay. Your relationship manifesting, like your love relationship, is a circumstance. Your specific person telling you they love you, it's a circumstance. But in this community, we have made this label that circumstances are unpleasant. But everything is a circumstance. So circumstances don't matter, and they are not here to stay unless you want them to stay. Like you want the circumstance of you being in a relationship to be forever, or as long as you want. But it's still a circumstance. It's still a manifestation. Your specific person is a circumstance. Your specific person is a situation. Your relationship, circumstance means situation. That's what circumstance mean. Most of the people in the community gave the circumstance a wrong label, like the circumstance is something that is blocking you, that it's something that is against you. You living in your house is a circumstance. It's a situation. So circumstance means situation. It's not something against you. Maybe the wording, if we would change the wording, maybe things won't seem so bad and won't seem so negative. He wished me for my birthday. He talked to me when he saw me randomly over the world. Perfect, Victoria. We've been in contact for months, and it was so random because we were okay with each other. You're manifesting a relationship with him. Congratulations for the movement you have. This is not what you want, so it's not final. So you continue doing what you have been doing until now. Obviously, you have been doing a good work based on the results you got, based on the reflection you got. So keep doing. If it's not your end, it's a bridge. I sometimes limit myself to seeing my kids as circumstances or feel like I give them free will. Elena, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Even if you give people free will, in your reality, they actually don't have it. You can give them the free will. Giving them the free will is the opportunity. You give them the opportunity to reflect your insecurities, to reflect your fears. But they don't have free will. As much as you want to give them on a silver plate, they will still have no free will. It's like giving your reflection in the mirror. To understand better how your 3D works, literally go in front of the mirror and see your reflection in the mirror. But instead of your reflection, you see your specific person's face. That's what they literally are. You say, I love myself, that's what he says. He says, I love you. Yeah, you love me, I love you. That's it, a reflection. I just got a manifestation. My rent was paid and not by me. The due was today and I persisted and the wish fulfilled. Look, Maria, perfect. Look, how you manifest one thing is how you manifest everything. So how you manifested your rent being paid without you lifting a finger, obviously that might be in a bridge of incidents taking place and you might have taken inspired action. But the way you manifested that, it's how you're going to manifest everything. So stop putting all the other desires on a pedestal. And this is a good proof for your reverse engineer. So that's how you do. Like, you see, I got my manifestation. I have a proof. I have something to reverse engineer on. I still feel jealous of other women around him. Why, baby cupcakes? No one compares to you. Stop acting like you're not the prize. Because I might feel I'm not clear about how them being under 6 and their conscious forming, and the core is about me not being good enough to form their fresh brains. All 4 kids under 6. What do you mean, Elena? You're welcome, Mary Ellen. Thanks for now. Can you further explain the manifestation mirror is instant and how we don't wait? I will get back to you, Elena, because this is a question that we must go in depth with. Can you further explain the manifestation mirror is instant and how we don't wait for stuff? You believing that your 3D is in a continuity and that you have to get rid of this circumstance in order to manifest a circumstance is bullshit. Like when you put on a new dress and you go into the mirror, the reflection is instant. The mirror shows you an instant reflection. So only you believing that there is a linear time and things have to happen or people have to move, it is always instant. From the moment you decided that this is who I am, the reflection is instant. You might not perceive it as instant because we have been in the habit of believing there is a linear time, and we are in the habit of believing that there are months, days, and years. That's what's keeping us from manifesting instantly. That things must take place in order for me to see my outcome. But the reflection is instant. So there are many limiting beliefs we have to get rid of. And it's getting rid of the habit of being who we were until now. So let's get back to you, Elena. I sometimes limit myself to seeing my kids as a circumstance. They are a circumstance, they are a situation, they are a manifestation they are a manifestation of yours. Feel like I give them free will. They don't have any free will, even though you're giving them a free will. Because I might feel I'm not clear about how them being under 6 and their conscious forming, and the core is about me not being good enough to form their fresh brains. Look, let your God power take care of it. Don't doubt yourself. Like, good enough? Of course you're good enough. You have the best interest in your kids being healthy and having their fresh brains. Don't worry about it. Like, trust your instinct, your mother instinct. Don't worry about it. You're overthinking and you're doubting yourself too much, Elena. Simply be authentic and feel your mother instinct, because you do have your best interests in your kids, and don't overthink it. Like, your I am will take care of it. If your human mind doesn't know what to do, your I am God power knows what to do. It's not separate from you. Can I choose that I don't need to have my life together in order for SP to want me? Of course, you don't need to do anything. You believing that you have to get your life together for SP to want you, it's putting your specific person on a pedestal. It's doing something in order for them to choose you. So actually it's like it was never about them choosing us, because they are by default choosing us. It's about, are we choosing them? Not only are you chosen, you get to choose. Don't you think that most breakup songs wouldn't exist if people knew others have no free will, or famous people, also TikTokers and influencers, who talk about the hate they are getting, like they are manifesting that? Yeah, breakup songs wouldn't exist. Like, even if you all the music in the world that you listen, it's all about love is hard, love is painful. And it's not that they already existed. It's us giving ourselves possibilities of possible scenarios. Like, there are songs where they say, I want you back, I'm sorry that I left you, I miss you like crazy. There are also songs that say all women are the same, or all men are the same, or breaks up. But this is all your manifestation. Like, songs, breakups, TikTokers, they are all your reflections. So they are all there because creation is already finished. So you will perceive all scenarios. You can perceive all scenarios because creation is already finished. Everything already exists. The good, the bad, the neutral. So what you do is you start selecting consciously what scenario you want to experience. I feel the most things I say teach them are limiting beliefs, even if I do think very different than I was raised. Well, look, Elena, don't be afraid, because actually everything is a limiting belief. Everything is a limiting belief. But you choose your limitations wisely. Like, a limiting belief could cost you less than another limiting belief. But we came in this world of limitation to play with limitations. Teach them as much as unlimited you want, like with less limitations. What's my opinion on spells? I believe like, look, either you call it spell, or you call it manifestation, or you call it quantum jumping, it's the same thing. It's the same, or prayer is the same word, spell. I think we're making spells. Okay, so I will persist in I am good enough and trusting my I am. Thank you. You are always good enough. Even you existing is already good enough. You are good enough by default. It's not even a question, I'm good enough. Of course you're good enough. I do not even hear those songs anymore since working on self-concept and relationship love beliefs. Perfect. Oh, so I'm not crazy for seeing everything as a limiting belief. Good to know. Everything is a limiting belief. That's why we came in this game of limitations. Hey, Chrysanthi. That's why we came here, to play with our limitations and choose our limitations wisely. Someone is here. Look. This is my dog. He is Bobby. Say hello to people. How are you? Yay. You want to be a guest in my life? You do? Look. Hey, Bobby. How are you, my boy? Yes, you are a good boy. Yes. He's a beggar. He's a love beggar. Yeah, I love you too. Say hello to people. You don't? Say hello to them. And I just figure, hi, my dog Bobby says hello to your Bob Nico. I will hear something. Hey. So I just found out, no, not just found out, I'm so sorry. It just came to my mind a limiting belief that says I would rather hang out with dogs because dogs know what unconditional love is. People don't know what unconditional love is. No one can love you more than a dog. Is this beneficial for you? No, it's not. Yeah, we see the doggy. I have another one. She's laying in bed. Only you can love me. Yes, I'd rather be with a dog than with a person because dogs can love unconditional without words. People don't get it. You see? Very true. Yeah. So we should check in with our limiting beliefs and see if they benefit us. We don't realize the power of our words when we speak them. So keeping a mental diet is also important. Like, why wouldn't you? What's the game changer for you on the manifestation journey? The game changer for me was when I no longer wanted to remain the same victim. I refused to be a victim. I didn't want to believe my life is against me. I didn't want to feel like this 3D world is against me. I got tired of believing that girlfriends were against me and they were doing their own shit. That was my game changer. Like, I desired being successful more than I desired dwelling in a shitty life for all existence. I want to manifest a very large amount of money. Yes, Blue Bentley, everything is a manifestation. To show that I don't have free will in your reality, guys. Do you see how free will doesn't exist? We are all assisting each other's manifestation because we are all one consciousness. So in your reality, Blue Bentley, you are the only thinker. Did I feel, and this is the perfect example for all of you that believe that infringing on my specific person's free will is them being forced to love me. I didn't feel forced by Blue Bentley to show my dogs. I just took an inspired action. And actually, I didn't even take an inspired action. Bobby took the inspired action to come to me. So, was Bobby forced? Was Blue Bentley infringing on my dog's free will in order to get his outcome? No. So don't you guys believe that you're infringing on their free will when you're trying to manifest them to be your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You're not infringing on anything. So I want to manifest a very large amount of money. Can you come here so that people can see you? Kamita? Come here, girly. Come here. People want to see you because you're so beautiful. And this is my other girl. This is my girl. She's not waiting. Right. Oh, yes, you're so sweet. Okay, you're a little shy. I know. You're so shy. You're so shy. Yes, she's so cute. Hey, girl. Don't want to be famous? Doesn't matter. You're famous in my heart. It all that matters. Her name is Kamita. Come here, girl. Kamita? Oh, Bobby is so jealous. So I want to manifest a very large amount of money that I do not yet physically have. It doesn't matter. That's not the end. You will get them. Simply see yourself as the version of you that gets whatever they want whenever they want, because this is, although it's an umbrella affirmation, I always get what I want. It takes care of all desires, whether it's a big desire or whether it's a small desire, an insignificant desire, whether it's an important desire. Just by saying, oh, I already get what I want, like I'm the version of self that gets whatever I want, that means you automatically know. Bobby, come on, play with your... He's playing with a plastic bottle. Yeah, he's having the best time of his life. So whether you are affirming, like you already know what you want. You already know what you want, and by assuming that I always get what I want, I'm sorry, he's just distracting me. Bobby, could you please not do that now? Yes, I know you're happy, but we want to be happy here too. Thank you so much. Okay, Mongol, I'm sorry. No, that bottle is going off. I'm sorry. Bobby, you could play with that later, please. I'm trying to have some peace here. Thank you very much. Okay. So Mongol, I'm sorry for the interruption. Only by knowing that you are the person that gets whatever they want, by knowing that you want large sums of money, you'll get it, because I always get what I want. Okay? And you don't worry about the how, the when. If you want to be specific on a certain amount, do so. Yes, abandoning my victim state was my game changer too. We get the version of them we want, they have no free will. Yes, because you are not messing with the version of them that doesn't want you. You are selecting a version of them that wants you. What if I want a job, but the policies and laws require specific education, which I don't have? The policies and laws that require specific education is you having an excuse for why you don't get your manifestation. Because look, everything is your manifestation. So the laws that require a specific education, it's you. You have manifested that. Just assume I'm getting the job I want. I don't care how. Nothing is against me. I always get what I want. How to manifest within a week. What do you want to manifest? Within a week. What's the rush? What do you want to manifest within a week, Santana? Dogs are still annoying even if they love you unconditionally. Yeah. What about the resistance we feel while affirming the desire? Then how you faced it? Resistance is you giving up on the habit of being a victim, and that's how your victim mindset resists the new affirmation. Assume there is no resistance. Assume that, hey, I'm just affirming for what I'm supposed to be. I'm affirming for the reality I belong. Like this reality belongs to me. It's not something unattainable. It's not something impossible. I'm just affirming for something that it's already created for me to have, so I'm selecting it. So I don't see the reason why I should interpret it as a resistance. Okay, Mongol, so you say, I would like this a specific amount. I don't care how, when, or from where. I always get what I want. Of course I'll get that. Is manifestation an exercise? No, it's what you do from your birth. It's like talking. Manifestation is like breathing. You're manifesting your breathing. It's not an exercise. You're welcome, Divine. You're welcome, Mangwal. I manifested losing weight, then I gained some weight again. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Doesn't matter, Surua. This is not the end. This is not how the story ends. I manifested losing weight. I gained some weight. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna lose that weight again. I'm telling it how it goes. It's not going to tell me how it goes. What blockages, Nika? There are no blockages. Unless you want to create blockages so that you can dissolve them. Like, it's like creating problems because you like problem solving. I'm too bored to problem solve, so I'm not gonna create problems. It's amazing how we can decide right now we have the desire and that's it. Yes, that's what you have the desire in the first place. You can just decide just by being aware of my desire. It's mine. Otherwise, why would I be aware of it? It's not a dad joke from the universe, from us. Why would I have the desire if it's not mine to have? If it wasn't meant to be experienced, why would I have the desire in the first place? What, I'm joking with myself? Is this a bad joke? Or do you believe we have the desires like, oh, here's the steak. Oh, you cannot have it. No, no, no. I'm just showing you what you can be, but you will never be that. Ha ha ha. Do you agree with the belief that if we consider something very important, we make it harder to manifest? It's not harder to manifest, you just make it take longer because you believe it's important. Like your life depends on it. And would God's life depend on anything? It's like you're putting it on a pedestal and you praise it. Where is our power? Is it in the awareness or focus or just who you are? In everything. Your power is in everything. In your awareness, in your focus, in who you are, in everything. In the words you say, in your authority. No, don't do that, please. How can I get rid of sadness? Hey, Lilo Damen. How can I get rid of sadness? I did everything for it in a human way. Well, don't do it in a human way. Sadness is just a manifestation of yours. Like, look, even thoughts are an internal manifestation. Just because you perceive everything that you can perceive, it's a manifestation from you. So you get rid of sadness by no longer accepting to dwell in sadness. Like, that's no longer who I want to be. I don't want to be a sad person. I'm done with being a sad person. I'm done. I don't want it. It repulses me. I don't want to be that. I don't want to spend my entire life being sad. And know that nothing is permanent. Like, allow yourself to be sad if you feel like be authentic with your feelings, be authentic with yourself. No one says like force it to go away. Usually when you force it, it sticks longer because you give it power. You believe that it has power over you. That's why you force it to go away, because you think that it might influence you. So see it for what it is. It's just a manifestation. It's just a circumstance, a situation. I can be free of the situation if I decide that from now on I'm not gonna be in the situation anymore. I refuse to be the person to be sad. I don't want to live my life like this. I want to live my life happy. But let me ask you a question. Like, yeah, depression, I understand. Like, is it depression because you feel like the world is against you? Nika, do you believe like your desires are not yours and that's a reason to be in depression? You don't see what you like in your 3D and that's why you're sad about it? Yeah, because we manifest stuff easily because we are not attached to them. Look, what happens with attachment and detachment is like when you're not attached to a certain thing, you don't doubt it, you don't overthink it. So that's why you don't block it from manifesting. I feel like your star sign helps you stick with the law, while I'm a Cancer and I'm comfortable in victimhood. No, yeah, well, Cancers don't believe in star signs. Like, does it benefit you to believe in star signs, Panagiotta? Like, you are putting your power in the horoscope. You are letting your star sign decide for you what your fate will be. Isn't that painful? Isn't that like, why would I do that to myself? Like, why would I put a power outside of me in my horoscope or in tarot readings or in what my SP said or in what my SP did? Why would I give it so much power? Why would I sell myself so short and make that my God? I refuse to be affected by D. Okay. Numerology, yes. Everything that you guys believe has control over your lives is just fucked up, honestly. It's like you're making yourselves a prisoner to your own limiting beliefs. I refuse to be a prisoner to any limiting belief. It's who I am. I'm not a prisoner to anything. It's like getting detached from everything that you ever knew as much as you can. And understanding that, does it benefit me to be a prisoner to my horoscope, or being a prisoner to me being a Cancer? Like, me being a Cancer will decide whether I get love or not. Only if it's beneficial. Believe it if it's beneficial. Like, use the law smart. Hey, Mary. I did all possibly therapy, feel sometimes so alone, maybe abandonment, and like paralyzed by sadness. Ask yourself, Nika, what is it inside of you that manifests this situation that you're in? What is it? What feeling is it? What thought? is behind this. Accept it for what it is. Like, accept, like, okay, this is a situation I manifested. Okay, it's not controlling me, I control it. What's the thought behind it? Can you identify the thoughts that manifest this depression, this sadness? When I affirm my desire and I don't see into the 3D constantly, it makes me question if it will come later. Yes, it will come later. Your order has been accepted. Please stay on the line. See your desires like the orders you give to your 3D. Hey, Sarah. I just got gifted 1,000 coins. Perfect, baby cupcakes. You're abundant. Money flow to me easily. I don't even know what 1,000 coins are. But congratulations. I manifested SP and then got triggered and thought negative things. And now he backed up. What do you think he was going to do? Now what you do, like you manifested him in again. You manifested him in again, it doesn't really matter. Hey Pranam. So I manifested him. How did you manifest him? Who were you, Melissa, when he came in? When you manifested him in? Go be that version again. I wanted to do it again and not doing. I asked you, Nika, what is that? What is the thought behind your D situation? What are you thinking that it's causing you depression? My SP jealous of me going to this guy's live. Good. Good for him. He should be. I don't see the reason why he shouldn't be. But if you are doing it on purpose to cause a certain reaction from him, this is you manipulating the 3D. But if you are doing it like, I don't give a shit what I do in the 3D, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter what I do in the 3D. I know that he's there for me and he adores me and he loves me unconditional. I'm scared because he rejects me. Well, stop saying he rejects you. Like, do you really like being the version of you that gets to be rejected by any guy? No, fuck that. What do you mean I'm rejected? Who the fuck would dare reject me? You don't know who you're messing with. Like, I'm your god. I can literally do whatever I want to you. Yes, but for some reason I find it harder this time because my negative thoughts won't go away. Well, Melissa, don't fight your negative thoughts. Understand that it's just a state. Negative thoughts come from within a state. You're in an unpleasant state for the moment. So understand it's just a state and it's not who you are. You're just embodying the state. Get stable in your power and then select whatever state you want. So when you are in a negative state, a state that doesn't feel pleasant, where negative thoughts pop in, the only thing you can do is calm yourself, soothe yourself, remind yourself that this is just a state, it's not who I am. I've manifested him once, I can easily manifest him back. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on my state, I'm gonna recover myself. I don't need to blame myself, I don't need to blame him. I'm just gonna leave this to the side. He's not going anywhere. I'm just gonna occupy myself with self-concept affirmations so that I can embody the state that I desire of me being at the prize. But I will take my time. I will not force myself. I will not fear that I'm gonna lose him if I don't do something in the moment. because time is not linear. I'm not losing him. He's gonna be there. He's gonna wait for me to get myself back on the horse. I'm just gonna relax. I'm gonna take it slow. I'll be loving myself. I'll be respecting myself. I'll be taking myself easy. Get to a neutral state, and then make your way up to the state where you are loved, appreciated, worshipped, the prize. That's what you do. Maybe a sentence, thank you, Melissa. Maybe a sentence. Many very famous people were depressed. Maybe it's the thought behind the depression. No. What thought behind? No. This is something that has, Nika, it's something that it's personal with you. Like, it's something personal to you. Depression often comes when you feel unwanted, you feel uncherished, you don't feel loved, you don't feel appreciated, you feel like the whole world is against you. You feel like life is against you. You don't feel like doing anything because life has no purpose. You don't feel a purpose. You don't find a reason in waking up because why the fuck would I wake up? No, I know, I had depression also. You're not the only one. Life doesn't go the way I want. Everything is boring. What's the point of all this? There's no meaning to it. So this comes from you being defeated. You feel defeated from and you see life like a fight. Like, I have to fight for my dreams. I have to fight for my goals. I'm just tired of fighting. I don't want everything anymore. So you conquer it totally by understanding that it's just a state. It's not who I am. Okay, so I'm just gonna let depression tell me what it has to tell me. I'm gonna dwell in it. I'm going to let it, to allow it. I'm going to accept it. I'm not gonna fight it because it's a circumstance I manifested. Doesn't matter. It's unpleasant. It doesn't matter. I'm not rushing it anywhere. So what I do is I sit with my depression and I try as much as I can to observe the thoughts that it gives me. And then what I do is I start building myself up and understanding that life is beautiful, that life is wonderful. And I start enjoying the small little things. I'm not forcing myself. I'm being gentle with myself because I'm all I have. So I'm starting enjoying small things as much as I can, like one step at a time. This is not a race. It's not a competition. It's you evolving to a different version of self. It's you evolving to the best version of self. So you're taking one step at a time. You're learning yourself how to enjoy life again. You're not letting past circumstances define who you are. Just because your past didn't manifest the way you want it to be, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be perfect from now on. So first of all, allow yourself to have it. Don't fight it because it's just a state you're embodying. Know that it's not going to stick with you forever. No state is forever. We jump out of states every day. And as much as you can, small steps without forcing yourself, start enjoying the things you were enjoying before the depression came in. Maybe you have some hobbies. Without forcing yourself, start going out in the forest. Start understanding that it's your life and your life is not against you. Your life is your partner. Your life wants you to be pleased. There are no enemies against you. And if you're feeling that because of the past, let it go. We're not dealing with the past anymore. What's done is done. I start fresh. It doesn't really matter. So you are taking medicine. If you believe that medicine is doing you more harm, do whatever you have to do to make you feel better. But you have the power within you always, and you always did that. You're your own best friend. It's valid to feel depressed when you are living life from the perspective for what is possible, according to what you believe is possible. Life is just a circus if we can't have our dreams. Well, you created the circus. Who told you, Panagiotta, you can't have your dreams? You're telling it yourself. Why can't you have your dreams? Why do you deny yourself your manifestations? How to go from not feeling worthy to feeling like God of my reality. You do reverse engineer, Melissa. That's how you get all the proof in the world you need. I changed my profile pic again. I didn't like the other one. You didn't like the other one, baby cupcakes, or were you starting to feel insecurities? It's second time trying to left. We're horrible. If you're afraid that this is going to happen again, Nika, don't do it. Don't force yourself to do it. This doesn't mean that you don't have the control without that pills. But they can be a great placebo. Okay, baby cupcakes. Hey, Ramik. The other live is not going on YouTube, but this one is. This one is more professional made. It involves my dogs also. It includes them also. Oh no. What? I feel my energy rising whenever you do a live. Nice. Your dogs all late night smackers. Yes, they are. Will this chat stay in YouTube? Yes, you don't want to? Are you protecting your privacy? The chat won't stay, but the YouTube will not show the comments or the names. It just shows me without the comments. Snackers. Yeah, they don't get snacks usually. CJ David, why am I not motivated to clean or go for walks? Because you would rather dwell in your fears of manifesting the guy. CJ, the videos you do answering people sometimes, where are they in YouTube? In my page. No, what you're writing is not going to be on YouTube. Only my face and my answers to you. I've already made a live and I put it on YouTube. You can go check that. This is definitely going on YouTube. I already posted a live on YouTube. You can go check that and you'll see that the comments are not included. I think I'm addicted to TikTok. Well, if you make TikTok your life, your, how would I say it, like, if you get a job out of TikTok, then go ahead. Otherwise, do something with your life. Do something for yourself. Like if you make a living from TikTok, do that. Want to see the people? People want to see you. Are you a princess? Are you giving us the attitude? What, are you afraid that paparazzi will see you? Come here. You don't want to? Come here. Hi, Vidita. Hi, Mommy. She doesn't want to. I heard TikTok is not paying well. Is that true? I'm not doing TikTok to get paid. I'm not in the TikTok algorithm of being paid. I don't know. CJ, knowing that we are God, do we only affirm or imagine to get the ego into alignment? Blue Leo, like, it's not like our ego is against us. It's still a part of us. So why would parts of us be against us? So it's not the ego. The ego is just trying to protect you because it's the human mind trying to protect you from getting hurt. That's it. What's the one thing you would say is the most important when it comes to manifesting? Be aware at all times that you're the only operant power and there is no other power outside of you. And that you decide at all times. I wanted him to give me my mod back, but he didn't. He shared me his life before. What do you want him to give you? Your moderator? Why don't you just command him to give you... He's just your reflection, baby cupcakes. The sooner you realize that, like, he's behaving with you the way you believe you are worthy and deserving, the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can change it. She's mad because I don't give her any attention. She can't share me with anyone. How does it work if my SP wants to manifest not me but someone else? What do you mean? What do you mean, Ramik? How does it work if your SP wants to manifest someone else? Your SP cannot manifest shit in your world. It's you putting him to manifest someone else. It's you creating the illusion that he wants to manifest someone else but you. It's you not believing you are worthy of him being chosen. So you're a specific person and no one in your reality has the power to manifest. You are manifesting everything and everyone. So if you want to manifest the experience where apparently your SP is manifesting someone else, that's what you're going to manifest. Come here, girly. People want to see you. Don't be such a brat. Don't be a snob. Come here. Come here. I'll get her to come. Come here. Closer. Can you come closer so that people can see you? Why isn't it showing? Oh. Oh, here you are. Here's your beautiful face. You're a little snob. I've given you too much free will. Doesn't matter, you deserve it. It was so easy to pretending not being depressive. Well, it's not pretending, it's deciding that you don't want to do that. Like, look, when I was in your situation, I just said, okay, I had my experience. Thank you so much. It's not something that I prefer experiencing anymore. Like, okay, it was fun. Thank you for showing me whatever lesson I had to learn, or whatever the fuck the reason you were here. I'm done. I don't want to live in sadness and depression anymore. So bye bye. Off you go. Thank you so much. You can go now. We are in a gray area.